So, speech therapy for stuttering. Oh, sorry, successful speech therapy for stuttering, I believe should involve just 3 elements, 3 steps, 3 action items. Just 1, 2, 3. What? That simple? Just 3 steps? Is it too simple? Out of clutter, find simplicity, man. Okay. It's not that simple, but we're moving in the right direction, so let's take a look. So, I want to talk about speech therapy for stuttering from the perspective of a person who stutters, from a consumer perspective. What should speech therapy include? Again, just 3 items to be successful, to get people from where they are, from stuttering, to freedom from stuttering, to the point where they can say whatever they want in any situation, okay? So, what it should include to make that transformation happen. I myself took a couple therapies before I improved my speaking, and it was a long process. Now I'm helping other people who stutter inside my Improve program. So I look at this from both perspective of a person who stutters and who wants to improve, and from the perspective of a person who is helping others and has experience in dealing with that as well. So 3 elements, 3 steps, 3 action items. Let's talk about them. But before that, what is that do-it-yourself? I want to stress that. I want to emphasize that. Do-it-yourself means you need to take ownership of that process. You are the founder of that project. When you have a toothache, you go to the dentist and you say, come on, do something about it. You come as a patient, and that's fine. I mean, the dentist does something with your teeth so that you get better. With stuttering, it doesn't work this way. Your patient approach, attitude, leads you nowhere. You and your speech-language pathologist, your therapist, your coach, whoever you are working with, you are the team. And in every team play or teamwork, you see our combined effort is the result of our efforts multiplied. Like if I'm 0 and you're a 10, you're super therapist, super expert in that area, but I'm 0, means that the result will be 0. And if I'm 10, I want to do whatever it takes, but you're 0. The therapist, the expert you're working with is 0. The result will be 0. So it's a team play. So you want to make sure that you understand where you're moving with your therapist, your coach, again, the expert you're working with. You're working towards the result as a team. Okay, that's clear. Now, what are these 3 elements that you should be looking for in any speech therapy for stuttering? So the first thing, we just want to feel our body and speaking box better. Really feel it. And here we can do a million things. You can watch my other video about 10 exercises, and there are many things we can do. But in this video, we'll talk about one thing we can actually do, and I'll show you that for each step. So the first step is understanding our body and speaking box, okay, and feeling it better. So the one thing that I want you to do is the balloon exercise. I just love it. When you pump your body with air like a balloon, you imagine you're a balloon, and then deflate. Actually, you don't breathe out with, you don't push air out. You just let it go. And then you put some sounds on top of that. And then you put something that you want to say, like, I am fine. So you are a balloon and you deflate. So that's just one thing. We're doing also that in the Improve program. We want to relax. We want to feel that when we speak, when we say something, we relax. Actually, we go from exhale to exhale. We exhale a piece of speaking, then we don't notice that, but we breathe in air, and then we do the same thing. We exhale a piece of speaking, and then we do it again and again. So that's the speaking, how it works. We just exhale a piece of speaking, automatically inhale. We don't think about it. It happens automatically. And then we do the same. And that's basically it. That's our speaking. We want to understand it better. And by saying understand, I mean we want to feel it. Again, there's a million things you can do to understand better and feel better your body. It's an endless adventure. I do singing for that. I do singing for that. Again, meditation, physical exercises, dancing, anything that makes your body more flexible, because we want to be flexible. We want to express what we say with our body. Speaking box just follows what our body is saying. The second step is finding a way and using it how you can say anything without speech impediments. So some technique that you can use to say anything without speech impediments. And again, there are many ways how you can do it. The way that I use and what I'm preaching about is using your hand as a foundation that guides you, that lets you say anything without speech impediment. So you do the same thing. You deflate like a balloon, but this time you press your thumb and say book. And then we use all our fingers. We say I am fine. Okay. Then we say longer pieces. I am fine today. Then we put several sounds on each finger, like I am fine today. So number 2, you've got to have some way in your speech therapy how you say what you want to say without speech impediments. And number 3 is getting that speaking skill that you have, that ability to say what you want to say without speech impediments into real life. How do we do that? That's the hardest thing. And basically what happens is you're given a tool, and then the point is whether you go and do it or not. And what we're having in front of us is fear. And the biggest fear is to actually start getting into the wild, into the real world, using your new speaking skill. Like, you know that you can say it in the classroom, but how do we move that to real life? Okay, in the Improve program, what we do after we nailed it, we make short speeches on the lesson, and then from the lesson, we're making random phone calls. asking pizza till what time they deliver, asking cafes, restaurants, do they have a lunch break, do they have a business lunch, do they have a special menu, do they have this item in the store. So making random phone calls. So we create an emotional, highly emotional real life situation in the lesson. And the first time, usually it's very stressful, very emotional. The second time it goes easier. The third time you feel like I nailed it. I already can do something else, can make my own phone calls. And once you've done it, once you've done something like a step, you expanded your land, you get the experience that you like, and you want to expand further and further and further. So then you keep going with that. So coming back to 3 steps, 3 items. First, understanding your body better. And again, I emphasizing it again and again, it's not changing anything drastically, but when you get to number 2, the way how you get through speech impediments. Here, I usually look not at your hands only, but at your body. Can you relax with your body? Can you really feel your body? Because we don't want to put tension on our hand. This doesn't work. So the first item, you understand your body and speaking box better, you feel it, you want to feel it and relax. Second, you find a way how you get through speech impediments. And third, you go with it into your real life, creating experiences that I can say what I want to say without speech impediments. And then you start expanding your land. You conquer new situations, new settings. And finally, as you expand your land, at some point you realize that you can do that with your boss, with your colleagues, and with your friends. At some point you realize that you are confident enough to do that there as well, and to play on your terms, to speak on your terms. So that's basically it. Speech therapy for stuttering, do it yourself. Again, by saying do it yourself, when you do it yourself, you take ownership of that. And the best advice about doing it yourself, don't do it yourself. And I mean here, don't do it alone. Speaking involves other people. It's interacting, it's connecting, expressing yourself. It's always situational, so you need to find a way not do it alone. For more videos, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Head over to freefromstutter.com blog, where you can find my Improve program as well. It's totally free. Join Free From Stutter Facebook group, and I'll see you in the next video.